I fell in love with the Velar when I first drove it in Norway back in late 2017. And 6 years later, all those memories have come flooding back because the Velar recently got its big facelift, the big update. So I want to talk about this car. I will start with what I think is its key strength: design. The Range Rover Velar is the 2018 World Car Design of the Year winner and was also first runner-up for overall World Car of the Year the same year. So as you saw in all those shots, the car remains kind of unchanged. There are a few subtle changes if you do look closely. And that's not surprising because it's popular the way it was. And then, like I said, it's not a new generation, it's just a facelift. So there are a few changes. Pixel LED headlights is what you get now, and the LED DRLs too get a new design. And the front grille and bumper have been redesigned, but ever so slightly. It takes a keen eye to notice there are new alloy wheels. And finally, at the rear, you now get wraparound LED tail lamps that have an animation when they come on or go off. The bronze-colored elements around the car are optional, but that's a bit of a signature of sorts for the Velar, the first luxury car to really play with this material, both inside and out. Because in many ways, this could be the last of the ICE Velars. After all, everything that happens from here on will probably be electrified. That's a whole new architecture, and that's when the big changes need to happen anyway, even with design. That's probably why Land Rover left things a little bit unchanged. There are bigger changes on the inside though. The Velar has a completely redesigned dash that is more like the new generation Range Rover and Range Rover Sport. Well, the big highlight has to be this 11.4-inch touchscreen. There's just the one screen because the Velar used to have that earlier setup of the dual screens. That's gone away. So it's nice and crisp, very sharp, easy to use. It's also got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And there's a wireless charger tucked in here. But the point is that with that second screen gone, the whole thing looks nice and clean, very minimalist and very, very nice. And there's no buttons down here. Looks very chic, and that is also complemented by a very sharp new virtual instrument cluster. The car also gets an air quality monitor and filter, a 3D camera surround parking assist, and as usual, there are things like customizable ambient lighting and a panoramic roof. Just like when you get in, you notice that the dash, the screen, the gear shifter, they're all different. Well, even the terrain response system, which was a Land Rover staple with that little rotary dial, well, that dial is gone. It's still easy to access. You've got a quick sort of a shortcut here on the screen itself, and you can go from comfort to eco to dynamic, and of course also the auto mode. But while that's easy to access, I have to say I kind of miss that little dial. That was kind of cool. But I have to say, it is simple to select and there's no lag when you work your way through the different drive modes. You still get one petrol and one diesel option. The petrol is the familiar 2-liter unit, which has very healthy figures. The gearbox is especially fun and quick. That's the car with me. On the diesel side, you get the mild hybrid 2-liter diesel with plenty of torque available across a wide band. Sadly, the powerful and sporty 6-cylinder diesel option has been dropped from the India lineup. Now, when the Velar came out, this was Land Rover's most road-focused car. Not so much about the off-roading, though it has that capability. The good news for people who want to buy this and drive themselves, which is what most people should do, it remains road-focused. So it's still a lot of fun, still pretty sporty. Yes, the Velar is still quick enough, has good steering, and feels fun. The Velar also comes with an air suspension, so ride quality remains great. It has an elegant arrival mode, basically like an access mode which reduces the height when entering or exiting the SUV. That comes in pretty handy given that the overall ground clearance of the car to begin with is pretty generous. The Velar has two key rivals, the Porsche Macan and its own sibling from Jaguar, the F-Pace. But it is more expensive than both of those, so kind of in its own set. The update brings the Velar back in contention, especially given how hotly in demand the other Range Rover family members and even the Defender are in India right now. This one is not about the volumes anyway. It is about luxury, style and sexy good looks, which give you plenty of status appeal. And then it can also belt down the road very energetically when you want to.